Prime and Shador. Colorado won the toss. They elect to defer. As loud a setting as you will hear in college football. Autzen Stadium, the place to be. The moment to see what Coach Prime can do for an encore. The game that has grown to unimaginable height. Jay Steele, Jay's son, will be kicking off for Colorado. Gary Bryant, lead receiver, back deep for the Ducks. And Bryant will get the opportunity to start this game, and he spins his way and somehow kept his balance as he gets out towards the 27-yard line. We mentioned the most experienced quarterback in college football is Bo Nix. He started 34 games at Auburn to begin his career. Then he transferred to Oregon. He set the school record for completion percentage a year ago, nearly 72%. And now everywhere you look, it's the strong Heisman promotional campaign. Bodacious, and that is prominent throughout the stands today. Sprint left for Nix. And he was chased down and pursued by Sylvan Craig.
Well, because of that experience, Joe, the game is just slowing down for Bo Nix. He plays so fast now. He gets dropped back quickly, reads coverage quickly, gets the ball out of his hands quickly. And this Colorado defense has not seen a quarterback like Bo Nix this year. And they certainly haven't seen a guy in total control of his offense the way Nix is.
Second and 11. Bucky Irving's going to be able to get something big off the left side and more breaking a tackle.
This is something Oregon's going to try to do, get the ground game going. Colorado's defense has struggled against the run this year, giving up 195 rushing yards per game.
15 yards for Bucky Irving. Nix able to go underneath. As getting it out past the 40-yard line is Troy Franklin. He's built a wonderful relationship with Bo Nix.
And Franklin really is an alpha receiver in a size and speed matchup problem at 6'3". And remember, no Travis Hunter at quarterback in this game for Colorado. So if I'm Oregon, I'm trying to get my best receiver the ball early and see if there's anybody that can cover.
Travis Hunter, the star lockdown cornerback for Colorado, injured last week on a hit that drew a penalty. Nix quickly to the outside and is back to Franklin. And this Ducks offense is in rhythm, Jesse.
Well, Colorado's putting Amari and Cooper. He's their next best up at corner, trying to cover and trying to shadow Troy Franklin, one of the best receivers in the entire country. That's a matchup that Bo Nix is going to be looking for often in this game.
2 quick receptions for Franklin. Nix gets it to his tight end, Ferguson, who goes down the sideline and muscles his way inside the 10-yard line. And don't blink, just like that, first and goal Ducks. A penalty is back at the 20-yard line. We'll see if they're going to walk it back. So the holding call will bring it back for Dan Lanning's offense.
Well, it's going to be Troy Franklin one-on-one out to the left side against Amari and Cooper. This is basically modern-day triple option offense. Zone read with an attachment, get it to the tight end. There's the block right there, just a little bit of a jersey pull right in front of the referee. But Joe, this matchup between these two guys is critical to the success of each team in this game.
Noah Whittington now the running back flanking Bo Nix. First and 14 after the penalty. Whittington trying to find a crease. Instead, he's pushed back with Trevor Woods. Trevor Woods, who had the interception in the end zone that ended last week's throw of the win against CSU.
It's going to be important that Colorado's defense can at least slow down this rushing attack a little bit, while at the same time being able to play some zone coverage on the back end to prevent Bo Nix from taking shots. Texas Tech did a really good job of it week 2 against Oregon. Easier said than done, though.
2nd and 9. Pressure coming quickly, getting it to Johnson. And Johnson weaving his way for a first down. Ball comes out at the end. We will see if they marked him down. On the field is so a little 160-pound Tez Johnson able to weave his way through that defense.
To spit that football out as quickly as Bo Nix did, it's kind of like a shortstop turning too. You're just getting it out to your guy as fast as possible. You see the right elbow comes down far before the ball is dislodged. Good call there, no fault.
14 yards for Johnson and a first down for Oregon. Goes back to Ferguson, who is upended. That was well defense that time by Marion Cooper.
Seen a couple of times now, Oregon has gone to these zone read with attachment plays, trying to get the ball out in the perimeter of the field, but we've seen the speed of Colorado's defense as well, going sideline to sideline a little bit.
Second and 10. Nix with plenty of time, and he goes underneath again to Tez Johnson.
This is an area of the field, Joe. We haven't seen Bo Nix run the ball a lot this year, especially down by the goal line. We saw it a ton last season when he had 14 rushing touchdowns, which led our quarterbacks in the FBS. But after this nice completion here to Tez Johnson in the slot, you're in a position 3rd and short. And I think Bo Nix's legs have to be a big factor and weapon for this offense.
3rd down and 1. At the Colorado 3-yard line. 10th play of this opening drive. Whittington.
Touchdown.
The end zone for a Ducks touchdown.
Great job at tight end. Patrick Colbert right here getting up there. Jordan Dominic and allowing a cutback for Whittington. You got to be able to set that edge outside. Great job using his hands and leverage. And that's a very impressive opening drive by the Ducks.
A 10-play drive. Lewis caps it with the extra point. Bo Nix, Heisman candidate, 6 for 6, 59 yards to open up the game. This Ducks offense, they can do this time and again against anybody. As his parents Krista and his father Patrick look on.
Papa John's garlic sauce fans, we made the garlic epic stuffed crust pizza just for you with that garlic flavor.
In it, on it, with it.
But you wanted more heat, so now you can get it in spicy. Get a one topping for $13.99 only at Papa John's.
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more. More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, more is all we do.
On season 6 of Fansville, it's the last year of college football as we know it.
What's going on?
The road to the playoff is expanding.
To 12 lanes.
Rivalries are crumbling.
Why are you leaving?
TV revenue. You wouldn't understand.
So we're just not rivals anymore?
Tensions are rising.
These refs should be criminally investigated. Do something!
As this season, things are heating up.
What's happening, Sheriff?
It's a drive report. It's out of control.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
We have a special guest today on ESPN College Game Day. Go, go, Dickers! Just get to the part when you tell everyone how easy it is to ensure what's important to them. Home, car, even RV. Come on, there's an RV right there. Did he even see the talking points I gave him?
I don't believe so, sir.
For all your insurance needs from home to car to RV, it's easy to Geico.
Desmond?
I forgot the talking points.
Lunch?
Yes, please.
That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
Yeah, it is for our Economy Ultimate passengers who paid extra.
I'll just have water.
Okay, sure. Cash or card?
For water?
Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro, made with titanium. Not that you don't keep your word, it's just that you haven't.
What?
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
1 in 8 people have worked at a McDonald's. That's a lot of technical skills, people skills,
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
and lifelong skills. Learned on the job and off. That 1 in 8 will always have.
Dancing with the Stars season premiere live Tuesday on ABC and Disney+.
You're watching the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, Katie George with you as you see high above and now inside the Autzen Zoo. 7-zip for top 10 Oregon. With Shedeur and that Buffs offense set to go.
Tess, Jesse, Colorado's motivation this week isn't so much about Oregon as it is the doubters. Deion Sanders told me he cannot recall ever being a 21-point underdog in all his years as a player or as a coach until today. He actually loves the fact that the spread is 21, the same iconic number 21 he wore across his chest all those years, Tess.
Yeah, Katie, I love the fact that he doesn't underplay the circumstances here either. He tells his players, look, you want to play in front of 10+ million people? You want the spotlight? Let's see what you do with it.
Here's a guy who loves the spotlight. His quarterback, his son, Shedeur. And he's going to complete his first pass of the game as he's able to get it to Xavier Weaver, his favorite target.
And he's the real deal. He's completing 79% of his throws. His accuracy is uncanny. He does such a good job getting himself in good position to throw every ball.
2nd and 7. Pick up the pressure, going to take a shot downfield, and that's beyond Weaver to the outside.
And it's amazing that Shedeur Sanders has been putting up Heisman Trophy numbers behind an offensive line that has been very average. Shedeur Sanders has already been sacked 15 times this year. They've got to do a better job protecting him in this one.
He leads the nation in 3rd downs, but this 3rd and 7 is going to be well short as he was looking for Jimmy Horn there. Of course, Horn had the amazing 45-yard touchdown catch a week ago on the 98-yard drive. So a 3 and out for the Buffs. Mark Bassett has 4 punts of over 50 yards this season. The dangerous Tez Johnson has his heels on the 30, looking to return for Oregon. And he came after it. It was an awkward knuckler that just settles in past midfield. So the Ducks will have good field position to start their 2nd drive of the afternoon, already up 7-0.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you.
Good choice.
Ooh, my lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Stay.
Going up? And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Hey, used to have a silver tooth and I was just a pup. I don't wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. I let shorty clean the business, I be diving in the rough. Hey, first order of biz, no snitch, and I try to keep it silent, but the kids don't listen. The birthday got another hit, no flinch, and I tell them send a watch it like a fit, both friends, and we do too, but I was just a pup. Wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. How let shorty clean the business, I be diving in the rough.
You're so funny and loving and watching over me. There will be something in your eyes. You're so funny.
Save the sleeve. Grab Kleenex.
Lost Medicaid or CHIP coverage? Healthcare.gov is here for you.
Where can we find a low-cost health plan?
What about a plan that covers doctor visits?
Emergency care? Prescriptions?
With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month.
What's the website again?
Healthcare.gov.
The most important part of your business are all the people who come through your doors every day. And Cintas can help you take care of them. Your dedicated Cintas service reps will provide the essential products and support to help keep your employees performing at their best. So your business can too. Get Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready.
Get ready for the workday.
Social media. It can be overwhelming for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Has anyone tried Pilates?
Okay? That's what it sounds like when you type in all caps.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Colorado defensive coordinator Charles Kelly has a unique relationship with the opposing quarterback, Bo Nix, baby.
Yeah, he does. Charles Kelly and Patrick Nix were on staff together at 3 different stops: Jacksonville State, Henderson State, and Georgia Tech. When the Nixes went to the hospital the day Bo was born, Charles Kelly and his wife Christy babysat Bo's older sister Emma. That's how close the families were. Kelly still has, in a silver cup on his desk, a piece of chocolate the Nixes gave out to announce Bo's arrival. The chocolate reads, "Here he is, Bo Chapman Nix." He still has Emma's piece of chocolate as well. That's a 23-year-old piece of chocolate, you guys.
Isn't that something? Think about that. The closest of family friends on the day that Bo Nix was born. He was babysitting his older sister, and now he's putting 11 guys on the field to try to take him down. Whittington. Well blocked for Noah Whittington, and another chunk play for Oregon. Shiloh Sanders.
It's a
Coach Prime's other son with the tackle.
Great play call by offensive coordinator Will Stein, because Colorado was bringing the blitz from the left side of the formation, and they decided to go right where there was a lot of green grass.
15 yards for Whittington. Empty look for Bo Nix as they go trips to the near side with Bucky Irving, who they set up the screen for, and Irving was met that time by Trevor Woods.
Yeah, and one thing that Will Stein likes to do, too, is leave running backs on the field but go into empty sets. He's got running backs like Bucky Irving that can run routes, and they'll let them line up, spit them the football, and let them go be athletes in space. One of the things that's really hard about slowing this Ducks offense down.
False start. Offense number 58. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Matthew Richards heads up this crew.
This is an Oregon offense that's averaging 58 points a game. They haven't played the 85 Bears yet this year, but they do have a lot of explosive playmakers on the field. Irving, Noah Whittington, Troy Franklin, Tez Johnson, lots of guys in space. If you don't make tackles, they can take it the distance.
2nd and 8 after the penalty. Will Stein, fine young offensive coordinator. Here's the swing pass to Bryant, and Bryant tackled in space that time by Cooper.
Great job in the open field making a tackle. If he doesn't make that, then that's going to be a lot of extra yards, and who knows, maybe a touchdown for Oregon. Coach Prime's got to like that. We talked about Amari Cooper having to step up into that alpha cornerback role that Travis Hunter normally occupies in games like this. It's not just covering guys downfield, Joe. It's also making tackles in the open field.
And Amari Cooper got an earful from Coach Prime when we were sitting there in practice on Thursday, and now he's responding. 3rd down and 10. Nix is going to keep it. And Nix trying to dive ahead. He's going to be a couple yards short of that line to gain, taken down on the 30. So that offense may stay on the field here on 4th and about 2.
They got a big size advantage up front with their offensive line, and they believe in their ability to get some push. Bringing on an extra tight end now, and Patrick Herbert. Just get the feeling, already down 7-0. This is a big moment for Colorado's defense. They need to find a way to get a stop. Somebody has to step up.
4th down and 2. Quick pass to the outside, and weaving ahead is Gary Bryant. Gary Bryant patiently waited for that block for just a moment. A transfer from USC, and he's able to move the chains.
Well, that's a great effort by Bryant, because it looked like Cameron Silman-Craig from Colorado was going to be able to make a stop there right at the line of scrimmage. Just good hard running to move the sticks.
Nix is 8 for 8. Irving, as he goes ahead for 9 yards. Trevor Woods on the back end with a tackle.
Well, Oregon's offensive line right now is doing a really nice job getting into the second level of Colorado's defense, getting hats on hats, and it's springing these Oregon running backs.
Nix, quick game again to Bryant, as Bryant will get another first down for Oregon.
It's a lot of RPOs, right, from Bo Nix, and that's part of the experience, is knowing when to hand it off and when to spit it out wide, and doing it quickly. We talk about how he's just executing right now and getting through and processing plays so fast. This is a far cry from the guy we saw start his first game back at Auburn against the Oregon Ducks.
That's
totally
right.
different player.
Orbit motion from Franklin. Irving stacked up, trying to break free, kept his balance somehow, and fights his way to the 5-yard line.
It looked like Derek McClendon had him all wrapped up, and still a 5'10", 195-pound running back's able to break this tackle. Look at this. Number 9's got him all wrapped up, and he's able to scoot out. I'll tell you, Bucky Irving is a guy that can fit between very small spaces and creases. You don't need to blow open big holes for him to hurt you. He's a guy that has great vision, and he runs very hard for a guy his size.
And this Colorado defense come up with some sort of a stop. Coach Prime was stressing we have to get off to a strong and fast start. Irving stacked up that time and brought down.
So we go back to it again, Joe. Big moment here. You know, 10-0 is a lot different than 14-0. When you're Colorado playing on the road in this kind of hostile environment, you got the feeling they had to start fast in this game and try and seize some of this momentum to build some confidence. This right here is a massive play.
3rd down and 5. You get a first down at the 2-yard line. Nix, sprint right, looking for an option, throwing back to Ferguson, and Ferguson is stacked up. Getting help from a friend to get some extra yardage as a flag comes down, but Trevor Woods was right on top of it with the throwback to the tight end, Terrence Ferguson. We will check on the late flag.
Oregon's trying to go with some little eye candy, trying to roll the pocket out to the right and see if they can get the fast flow from the defense, but how about Trevor Woods staying home?
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
And that's a killer.
That's not starting fast, Joe. That time it's Leonard Payne with the foul. After making a tremendous stop, it looks like you're going to set up the field goal opportunity, and just in late, just extracurricular and unnecessary.
And the self-inflicted wounds here.
Coach Prime shaking his head.
1st and goal. Direct snap to Irving. Going off left tackle, and the run fit works as they're able to stop him for just a gain, and another flag is down.
Offside. Defense, number 9. In the neutral zone at the snap. The penalties enforced half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Joe, it's the penalties that happen pre-snap and post-snap that drive coaches crazy, because it has nothing to do with effort. It's all mental. That time, Derek McClendon lining up offside pre-snap. Between going 3 and out on offense, having a 29-yard punt in special teams, and now these penalties defensively, This is not the start that Coach Prime envisioned.
So first and goal, loaded backfield with Bo Nix. Nix, quarterback run, and then a throw, and then getting into the end zone is Casey Kelly. From the famed football family in Western New York, the nephew of the Bills legend, Jim Kelly.
Stephen Jones, the right guard's trying to pull the block. Jordan Dominic out here. He's going to try to get here. He's a little bit slow getting there, and Bo Nix just able to kind of fight off the tackle and make a throw.
Swinging gate formation for Oregon here on the PAT. That's Patrick Herbert lined up, and he's going to take it. That was actually not Herbert who ended up with a direct snap as he typically does. Instead, that was Ross James, who is the holder. So they took the holder and utilized him there. But this is what happened moments ago.
Yeah, great job, an individual effort by Bo Nix, fighting off the tackle, finding Casey Kelly for the score, and it's all Ducks early, 14-0, 13-0.
Hey, is that the new iPhone 15 Pro?
Yeah, got it at T-Mobile. Hey, be right back.
Whoa, I love that titanium. You need to go to T-Mobile, where new and existing customers can get iPhone 15 Pro on them. And with their Best Gold 5G plan, you have the freedom to upgrade every year. You're very wise, Reflection Common, and you're very handsome, Real Common.
At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us now and the freedom to upgrade every year.
You know, they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto. New Dove Men Body Wash gives you 24 hours of nourishing micro moisture. That means your skin still feels healthy and smooth now, and now too. Get healthier, smoother feeling skin all day.
Ben, take a seat.
So, what you did earlier, right? Huge mistake. Not signing up for Hilton Honors Points?
You're a business traveler now. Time to start acting like it.
When you want to earn points like it's your job, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Wasn't it?
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
Football's here, you know what that means. More flame grilled beef from Burger King. Celebrate with us, cheer on your team. Y'all know this part, come on, let's sing. BK, have it your way.
ABC College Football is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Jesse, you know what they call it up here when the kids move into school and the community helps them out?
What's that?
Unpack the quack.
Unpack the quack. I like that.
Unpack
it's a bit of a late start, don't you think?
It is.
On a quarter system there?
Hey, all season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Livermont student section of the year. You can download the Taco Bell app to learn more.
You know what's interesting about that, Joe? That means that there's more students here present for this home game than there's been in the previous 2 weeks. So a bit of a louder environment here in Autzen Stadium for this big one.
And with a 13-zip lead, they're long. As Camden Lewis will kick away after Casey Kelly just had the touchdown reception from a red-hot Bo Nix, who was 5 for 5 on that drive. He's 11 for 11 to start the game, with the quick game paying off. Let's go check in with the studio with Kevin.
It's time now for our All-State Good Hands Player of the Day. Another big Pac-12 game in Salt Lake City. UCLA freshman Dante Moore's first pass bust. Really good job by the linebacker. Reading the freshman's eyes and telegraphed the throw. Pick 6 Utes. Rene Reed gets the Utes on the board first. Still no Cam Rising, but Utah up 7-0. Back to you.
Their star quarterback gets to see action, and they just keep doing their thing. Remember, it was a 3-and-out on the first series for Shedeur Sanders and the Buffs. And as met right away was Tavares Dawson.
Seeing a lot of very quick throws. I think the one place Colorado has an advantage in this game is their receivers versus the Ducks secondary. They've got a lot of game breakers in Jimmy Horn Jr., Xavier Weaver. This Oregon defense has not been a great tackling unit so far this year.
Shedeur checking at the line. Has a high football IQ. Everybody raves about it. 2nd and 6. He checks to a run to Edwards. Edwards can't find much against the middle of that Oregon defense.
Now it sets up 3rd down here. And one thing Oregon does extremely well is Dan Lenny mixes up his 3rd down packages. They have so much variety in looks they can give you here.
We've already told you about the struggles that the offensive line of Colorado has had. 3rd down and 5. Pressure on Shedeur. Able to get it on a shallow cross. He finds Antonio. And it's good to have the big-bodied receiver back for Colorado. He's 6'4", 225 pounds.
They just don't have a guy like him, Joe. And that's a nice job giving protection to Shedeur Sanders to find someone. Of course, we'll have to wait on the flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 44, high contact. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Tuioti with the penalty.
You see the protection up front doing a nice job, and it's Tuioti right here late getting that right hand in the face of Shedeur Sanders. So that's going to tack on some extra yardage after a huge completion on 3rd down.
Their first time in Oregon territory today. Going to take a shot downfield and nearly intercepted as he was looking for Weaver, but Kyrie Jackson had excellent coverage.
Phenomenal job from the back end. Xavier Weaver is the deep threat for Colorado. He takes the top off of defenses, but look at the 6'3" Alabama transfer. Kyrie Jackson, turn around, locate the football. Shedeur Sanders lucky that one wasn't picked up.
Second and 10. Shedeur backing up. That was tipped at the line of scrimmage as that defensive line came inching towards Shedeur.
It was Mateo Uiagalelei, the true freshman, doing a nice job. Shedeur Sanders is a guy that is going to scramble to throw. He's always trying to buy himself time. Nice job here. You see Uiagalelei, DJ's little brother, getting that left hand up to knock it down.
Obvious passing situation. This is where the offensive line's been compromised, but they drop 8 against it, and staying in front of Weaver secure him after just a gain of 3.5 yards.
There's an example of what Oregon does on 3rd down. It looks like they've got 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, and they're going to be blitzing everybody. At the very last second, they drop a guy out, and that's the guy who ends up making the tackle on the receiver tunnel screen.
Pass it on to punt. Says Johnson is going to put his heels on the 10-yard line as Colorado's looking to pin, and he calls for the fair catch.
Tess, Jesse, coaches hate nothing more than unnecessary penalties. A close second, missed tackles. Deion Sanders went over to the defensive bench, reminding guys about the little details, wrapping up, getting guys to the ground. Not the defensive start he would have liked to see from his team so far.
Especially these defensive backs. Can you imagine having Deion Sanders coaching you?
Greatest of all time. The greatest of all time as your coach. The standard that he sets here on this team is so high.
For you, somewhat relatable because Steve Spurrier was having trouble in quarterback, was your head coach.
I would throw an incompletion, and Coach Spurrier would look at me and say, well, you can't complete that? I'm like, you could complete that. You won the Heisman Trophy. You played the NFL for 10-something years.
Bo Nix from inside his own 5, and that is incomplete as he was looking for the 6'3" Trayshawn Holden, and that's the first incompletion of the afternoon for Bo Nix.
He's been dialed in. We've seen a lot of short throws so far in this game. He continues to go after Amari Cooper. You cannot overstate the impact of not having Travis Hunter on the field in the secondary for Colorado. Bo Nix trying to take advantage of these throws into the boundary against Cooper.
Whittington, excellent pursuit down the line by the Colorado defense as the final seconds of the first quarter will tick down. Ducks had a very strong start, long drives, a 10-play drive with Whittington capping it, and Nix made that excellent play to Kelly. 13-zip, top 10 Oregon. ESPN College Football, presented by Capital One, returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Some people just know what road to take. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
The service road is faster.
Turn left.
Not happening.
He knows better than any GPS, and he'd point you in Allstate's direction.
Go all the way down the road, past the big gray warehouse.
Take the next exit.
You're not from around here, so you don't know the back roads.
I don't want to be late for the party.
I'm going to save us 5 minutes.
Some people just know what road to take.
You're on the fastest route.
Those are the people who know safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
Tacos, wings, pizza, curry, poke. Have you heard about poke?
Did we just get hustled? There's no way they were 70.
Interesting. It's both an electric and a gas car.
Yep.
Quite the paradox.
So JJ's for lunch?
The first ever Lexus RX plug-in hybrid. Electric for short trips, gas for long. It really is both.
Wow, you guys did great with this place.
Yeah, and it was easy to buy with all the help we got from Navy Federal Credit Union.
I can't imagine where we'd be without them.
So what's shaking?
Nothing. Nothing's shaking.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
1 in 8 people have worked at a McDonald's.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
That's a lot of people who know things like teamwork, people skills, and surprising moments. Our experiences you'll always have.
Celebrity Jeopardy is back.
Yeah!
Hosted by me, Ken Jennings. All right. Celebrities compete to win $1 million.
What is Nashville? What is
Arctic?
What is the incorrect answer to this question?
Celebrity Jeopardy premieres Wednesday, 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Will you marry me?
Yeah.
If you like pina colada.
True love and marriage start here.
I can't stop myself from falling.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Help us buy books for students who can't afford it. Visit the link below and donate today.
As aerial coverage is provided by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Jesse, I just turned to you in commercial break. I said I think all the hype with Colorado has made Oregon super focused to come out and have the strong start that they produce.
Yeah, Joe, I agree. I think normally when a team comes to play Oregon in Autzen Stadium, all eyes are on the Ducks, but you and I know that's not the case today. And I think the Ducks took that personal.
Dan Lanning in his second year here, just 37 years old, of course, won the national titles as the DC at Georgia. Now, a 3rd down and 12. Bo Nix, 11th, 12th passing to start the game as Whittington comes into the backfield. Chance for the Colorado defense. Nix with time. Underneath as he goes to Franklin. A flag is down as Franklin is going to be tackled 4 yards short of the line to gain as Cooper and Woods converge on the tackle.
I think they're going to get a hold on an Oregon receiver. I think it was Trayshawn Holden out on the outside.
Of course, Coach Prime says, hey, we're going to decline that. We want that ball. They only had 9 plays of offense at Colorado in that first quarter. Oregon had 136 total yards to Colorado's 19.
Pass interference. Offense. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a 4th down.
So here's an opportunity for the Buffs to have very good field position.
And that was big, Joe. Right before that snap in the break, Coach Prime was out on the field trying to motivate and hype his defense up to come up with a play. That is a huge stop right now, getting an opportunity to give the football back to Shedeur Sanders here somewhere around midfield to create some momentum.
Jimmy Horn's the return man, and he's at the other 40. It's the first punt for Ross James. And they are going to fake it. And it is going to work out. Would you look at this? That was from their own 17-yard line as they fake it with Casey Rogers, the big 300-pound offensive tackle. Dan Lanning pulls that out. Now, Casey Rogers was an excellent lacrosse player. He had a scholarship offer to play lax at Syracuse, so the big man can run.
Look at this. Everybody from Colorado is looking at the punter who's rolling out to the right. Not just eye candy on offense, eye candy on special teams. Great selling job by the punter, like it went over his head. And how about the big fella rumbling?
He goes 18 yards, the 300-pounder. Nix now looking to wind it up and then has to tuck it. But Jesse, to go with a fake punt. Listen, you're the favorite team. You're the top 10 team playing. I hope you're up by 13 points. And Dan Lanning says, hey, we got some big-time juice in us.
Yeah, I think it sends a very clear message to your team that you've got confidence in them. And again, Joe, we talked about the edge Dan Lanning and Oregon may have come into this game with, feeling a little bit disrespected. And right now, they are dominating in all 3 phases.
Look at Casey Rogers over on the sideline. All the hair flowing, everybody slapping him on the back as Bucky Irving takes it past midfield. Shiloh Sanders with the tackle.
You're going to get big right tackle and Johnny Cornelius pulling around the outside. There's another flag down here, but you see him right here, 65 roll out, gets a block on a DB. That's not a lot of fun.
Holding. Offense number 3. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
That's the tight end Ferguson who was flagged.
Joe, penalties have been a massive problem for Oregon early this year. 25 in the first 3 games. That ranks 118th in the nation. That's something that Dan Lanning and his coaching staff have got to get worked out.
4 penalties for 40 yards today. Second and 13 after the penalty. Nix going to swing it to Irving. And Bucky is met and braced the tackle. He went right through Travis Jay, the transfer from Florida State. Jay didn't wrap him, and Bucky said, I got more in me.
Well, it's Demoy Kennedy, too, at linebacker. You just got to get hats to the football. Look at 22. Just not a good enough effort. And Katie was telling us earlier, that's what Coach Prime was telling his guys on the sidelines. we've got to just do the fundamental things better to have a shot.
So he gets 9 yards back, and it makes a 3rd and 4. Another pre-snap penalty.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Connerly, the left tackle, Jess.
It would be phenomenal here for Colorado defensively on a 3rd down situation, obvious passing situation. You got to try to build a fence around Bo Nix and contain him. You talk about him being one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country. You can't give him any lanes to run through or give him an opportunity to extend the play. Pass rush here is huge.
3rd down and 9. Nix with time. Shallow cross goes underneath, and Franklin. Another flag at the end of that play as Franklin gets enough for the 1st down. Probably a face mask at the end of this play to Troy Franklin.
That's going to be on Travis Jay. Nice job of Franklin underneath on the drag route, catching it and getting north right away, splitting the defenders.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 4. 15-yard penalty to be added to the end of the play. Automatic 1st down.
On 3rd down, you're going to have Franklin coming from this side, and Travis Jay is going to converge. He's over here to make a tackle and just got the hand up in the face. That extra yards and that insult to injury, converting that 1st down.
Big punt, couple completions, a penalty, and all of a sudden they're at the Colorado 38. Nix play action, being chased down and brought down. That was Jordan Dominic with the big, much-needed sack of Bo Nix.
Jordan Dominic is their most dynamic pass rusher, and this time he doesn't just beat a tackle over here. He's going to try to get him. The running back's going to try to get him. But Dominic has tremendous get-off, does a great job using the hands to slap down the arms of the tackle, and there's the closing speed. That is huge for this Colorado defense. They haven't been great rushing the passer this year, but playing on the road against a quarterback that dangerous like Bo Nix, it's a big-time play.
And it makes for a 2nd and 21. Irving splitting defenders and getting it all back and more. 1st down, Ducks.
And that just can't happen. You know, after getting a sack and creating a negative play right around you just the very next snap, you get one and go right up the gut. And again, guys missing tackles.
Quickly getting it to Holden. Holden taken down at the 21-yard line.
That was a big-time hit by Shiloh Sanders. He's been a star on this Colorado defense. Last week against Colorado State, huge pick 6. Also created a forced fumble. Great job there, coming downhill with bad intentions.
He was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week for that effort last week against CSU. 2nd and 7. Whittington taken down from behind. It was well blocked, but then Amari McNeil was able to drag him down.
This is an area of the field where Troy Franklin, number 11, right now lined up against Travis Jay, the Florida State transfer who's missed time with a knee injury, out to his left, down here one-on-one.
3rd and 2, Nix to the end zone, and it's into the arms of Troy Franklin. Touchdown, Oregon. The big man started it all. Casey Rogers with a fake punt, and then Bo Nix, who has been red hot, caps that drive.
He's a 6'3" receiver running a fade route. Look at the speed off of the ball. And Travis Jay's 6'2" himself. He has good size. He hasn't had a lot of reps early this year, and on an island one-on-one, he's no match for Franklin. That is one of the best receivers in the entire country, a guy that everybody's expecting to have a big season after leading the conference last year with 9 receiving touchdowns.
You see that diamond formation here on the 2-point conversion. Nix goes to the other side and gets it to Franklin. This offense, when it's in rhythm with a Heisman contending quarterback in Bo Nix, is dangerous. It all started with the big punt. Remember, it was 4th down on their own 17. That big guy's been well-traveled. Went to boarding school at Avon Old Farms in Connecticut. Went to Nebraska. Now he's at Oregon, and he set up this as Franklin hauls it in from Bo Nix. And it is all Ducks early on a day when the world came to see what Coach Prime had left in the tank with these Bucks.
With wet AMD, sometimes I worry my world is getting smaller because of my sight. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, which means doing more of what I love. Vabysmo is the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye, or are allergic to it or any of its ingredients. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. Although uncommon, there is a potential risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots.
Open up your world.
A chance for up to 4 months between treatments with Vabysmo. Ask your doctor.
Hi, this is Chantrice, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. No, actually, the mild spiciness of the jalapeno peppers. No, it's the crispy chicken. Actually, I can't decide. It's the entire sandwich.
Hey, my name's Liam, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is that it's so creamy. The pimento cheese has the great flavor, but it also lets everything else on the sandwich elevate it. That takes it up to another level. It's the best.
On a Heartbreaking Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
So this is goodbye?
Tech's moving to a new conference.
So we're not rivals anymore? What about our history?
This realignment's bigger than us both, but here, I got you something to remember me by.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar?
0. Like the odds of you making the playoff. Gotta go.
I'll always hate you and you're overrated school.
I'll hate yours too.
We're still gonna out-recruit you.
We have higher academic standards.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
There's so much to protect in our lives. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Travis Kelce is a champion twice.
Dude, it's my new ringtone.
Travis, zip it. It's your year, big guy. Let's get you ready.
With 16 grams of protein per can and chunky spicy chicken noodle, soup that eats like a meal.
I need love to ease my mind. I need to find someone to call mine. But mama stays so hard.
It has been long drives for Oregon. 10 plays, 11 plays, and we just saw a 13-play drive. And Jesse, only one play of 20 or more yards.
Just methodical, right? High level of execution right now for the Ducks offense.
You got the sense just listening to Dan Lanning pregame.
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference, right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass, right? It's going to be played on the grass. And let's go.
Rooted in substance was the theme from Coach Lanning. Hankerson not finding much pursuit down the line as he was taken down by Bryce Betcher.
They've got to be able to just run the ball a little bit. You see Dan Lanning there. I'd say that got his players' attention, and they responded in all 3 phases of the game. They're trying to make a point to the country right now.
Empty set for Shedeur. As time before that happens. Eventually it closed down, and it was the transfer from the SEC doing damage out west, Jordan Birch.
He's up against Jared Christian Lichtenhand, who's a 6'10" left tackle over here, and it's hard for him to bend. You see that there's DNs and more athletic guys that sometimes duck under him. That time, he just went speed to power and just bull rushed the left tackle right into the lap of Shedeur Sanders.
And that leaves them with a 3rd and 18. And a crowd cascading with a roar in his face. Backed up again. This offensive line is such a struggle and diving for the attempt at an interception on the sideline.
So it's tremendous pursuit that time by the true freshman Blake Purchase, forcing Shedeur Sanders out to his right.
It's an incomplete pass with Jamal Hill, who was trying to see if he could get to that ball. So it's the second 3 and out.
Look at the effort here on the end. Stretching out Hill. Just going down, not able to come away with the interception. But what a start by the Oregon Ducks.
Already the 3rd punt for Mark Bassett. Tez Johnson, the return man, is back at the other 40. Well, that play clock coming down. And again, the kind of penalties that'll drive a coaching staff crazy. You have to execute. And now you're asking a lot of your big punter to turn this ball, drive it downfield against the speedy Tez Johnson, who's just beyond midfield. And over in, fielded at the 45, downs right away. A 3-touchdown lead. What did Prime say about that magical number 21? That's what the Ducks are sitting on right now.
Where'd Arby's Buffalo Boneless Wings go? Wee! Hot Honey Barbecue, too. Wee! Oh, there they are, with fries for $5. Arby's, we have the meat.
Where are you going? We have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. That's the old me, before I started taking Zeposia. Is that just one pill? Once a day. Old me is still catching up with the Zeposia me.
Zeposia can help people with UC achieve and maintain remission and has been shown to reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks.
You're hiking the shorter trail today, right? Not with Zeposia.
Don't take Zeposia if you had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke, or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat, if you have untreated sleep apnea, or take MAOIs. Zeposia may cause serious side effects, including infections that can be life-threatening and cause death, slow heart rate, liver or breathing problems, increased blood pressure, macular edema, swelling and narrowing of the brain's blood vessels, and increased risk of PML, a rare brain infection that usually leads to death or severe disability. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant or plan to be.
Looks like Zeposia is really working out. You got that right, old me.
Ask your doctor about once daily Zeposia.
You're so funny and lovely, and what you know with me, there will be something in your eyes. You're so funny. Hey!
Save the sleeve. Grab Kleenex.
You have all the ingredients for this in your fridge. But ask yourself this. Of all the times you've made it at home, has it ever tasted like our McMuffin? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Whatever your business needs, Vistaprint can print it. Like packaging from tape to thank you cards, or merch from t-shirts to caps, even a logo that you can put on all that. Because with Vistaprint, the printabilities are endless. New customers get 25% off at Vistaprint.com.
Glad you're with us watching the Pac-12 on ESPN. Jesse Bo Nix, the offensive coordinator, Will Stein says, man, it's like having an assistant coach out there on the field for us.
Yeah, Bo Nix looks like the guy that has started 51 career games. He's just making a lot of really good decisions in this one really quickly. You can hand it off, or you can pull it, spit it out in the flat to Franklin for a big gainer. Down in the red zone, we can go QB draw, or spit it out to my tight end, Casey Kelly, and then one-on-one, my best receiver in the red zone on third down and giving him an opportunity. 16 of 17 so far throwing the football. Bo Nix has simply been lights out.
Most experienced active quarterback in college football, 50 career starts. Whittington, not much there, just a yard and a half as Shane Coates makes the tackle.
Picks up a yard to the 44.
Guys, check this out. Players are wearing heat-activated, color-changing Nike Vapor Edge KF Dunks. So the cleats change colors based on thermal activity, body temperature, sunlight. Longtime equipment manager Kenny Farr came up with the idea. Dan Lanning says he loves the concept because he can tell who's working hard based on the colors changing on the field.
Exactly. Can't get away with it. Oh, there's an interception as Colorado's Jaquez Robinson gets the much-needed turnover. And that is the first Oregon turnover of the season.
We talked about Bo Nix making good decisions. I like the matchup he had outside one-on-one. He needed to put this way down the field and give his receiver to run under it. Instead, it's the Alabama transfer Robinson coming off of a hamstring injury, doing a great job locating the ball, and there is a massive takeaway. Something Colorado has been so good at all year, leading the nation with 10 coming into the season. The defensive coordinator, Kelly, he's loving that.
Of course, he was at Alabama as well. Robinson came over. Shador trying to quickly get it to the outside to Weaver, and he does successfully on first down. First interception thrown by Bo Nix this year.
Yeah, that was a small window to throw that one into there for Shador Sanders. Doing a nice job, though, with the location of the throw, keeping it away from Nico Reed.
2nd and 4. Shador to the other side, back shoulder, that is incomplete. It was denied by Kyrie Jackson.
I tell you, Kyrie Jackson came to play today. We saw him with a big play earlier in this game on a go route. This time, doing a nice job just turning his head. So many times you see cornerbacks, they have no idea where the ball is. They're sort of flailing, creates pass interference. He's been playing clean, and on an island, he's been winning all game long.
3rd and 4. They're down and 4. Pick up the A-gap pressure. And that ball is intended for Harrison, who hauls it in, went down to get it at midfield. Remember, he was the star at the end of regulation last week, had the game-time 2-point conversion, and in overtime, both of their touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a guy that has to step up for this offense with no Travis Hunter out there.
Here's tempo. Sanders tackled, sacked as they came in hard on him.
Well, that's a coverage sack on the back end. Nowhere for Sanders to go with the football. It's Brandon Dorless, big number 3, at 290 pounds. Man, he's athletic. He can play defensive end or play defensive tackle, and the coverage is what allowed Oregon to get home to Colorado's quarterback.
He's the alpha defensive lineman. He's their guy up front. He's come up with huge plays already this year, especially against Texas Tech in that thriller. 2nd and 17. Shador backing up again, taken down again, and this offensive line gives way.
Well, it's going to be Evan Williams at safety coming in on a blitz, and running back Anthony Hankerson just can't handle him. It's a great dial-up by Tosh Lupoi, the defensive coordinator, coming from the left side. That's not an easy block when a safety's got a 15-yard head start at you. And another sack for this Oregon defense.
Evan Williams charging in. Running back couldn't pick him up. So it's the 3rd sack for Oregon, the 2nd of this drive alone. And on 3rd and 33, they'll just give it to Hankerson. You talked about this offensive line and some of the struggles. Listen, they got big guys in terms of height out at the tackles, but it's tough to bend. And then in pass protection with the running backs, you get all the exotic looks from Tosh Lupoi and Dan Lanning.
It's an uphill battle in this one because Colorado's small on the inside of that offensive line, so you don't feel great running it against a more physical front like Oregon. And then Pass pro has been an issue that Colorado has had all season long, really regardless of who they've been playing.
Pass it on the punt for the 4th time. Came after him, able to get it away. Johnson outside the numbers, runs it down. 5 minutes to halftime. It has been all Oregon all day.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
We need a clutch hit. Derek Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
You can feel it. A force that moves everything around it. With intensity and power that comes from deep down inside. Full-time fans, your passion is unshakable, and you deserve a reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
We love our house. The outdoor space is great, but we do have invasive weeds.
I think we got in the house.
I think you're right.
And of course, one, this particular rose bush.
Stay away from my family! Why are you so strong? At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. We save so much.
You want me to get the spray stuff?
Get the spray stuff.
He's up here!
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly grill your hot subs right in front of you. You can't get that smell anywhere else unless you have one of these. Don't mind me. Take the sizzle to go. Okay. Whoops. I'll pay for those.
Here you go, Danny.
Time to get these smells home. Grilled right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above. That's a good sizzle.
Introducing the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya with dual motor e-force that helps put you in control, and Pro Pilot Assist 2.0 for when you'd rather go with the flow. It's powerful sophistication meets fearless adventure. The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya.
Julianne Hough joins Alfonso Ribeiro for an all-new season of Dancing with the Stars.
Kevin Nagani in studio, AT&T 5G, keeping fans connected as we take a look at our multi-view, which is showcasing a bunch of great games. Kansas BYU tied at 14 over on ESPN. Miami in control on ESPN2. Tennessee off that Florida loss. Joe Milton with a big touchdown run up 21-0 on the SEC Network, and Louisville all over BC on the ACC Network. Tess, Jesse, and Katie, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Look forward to hearing all the reaction of Florida State Clemson as well. Jordan James breaking tackles and going ahead for yet another first down for Oregon.
He's their most physical runner, and I think you could easily argue that the running back group is the deepest position on Oregon's offense. Irving, Whittington, and James can all do a lot of the same things, and to have fresh legs wearing a defense down, especially one like Colorado that hasn't been great stopping the run, that's a tall ask to slow these guys down.
Nix gets it to him now on the outside. Jordan James again, this time was dragged out of bounds by Trevor Woods.
Of course, Oregon got the ball first in the game, so they're going to try and march the field here and try to tack on some more points before going into halftime. They've been hitting on all cylinders in this game. Offensively, a 10, 11, and 13 play touchdown drive. Colorado just hasn't had the answer until that interception on the last drive.
James hitting the hole. And then trying to lunge ahead for the sticks. Maybe just about a football length short as Juwan Mitchell, who's been well-traveled, was able to make the tackle.
Well, you see that tough running by James there. He's 205 pounds and a guy that can kind of break through arm tackles, push the pile, and always fall forward. James was a Georgia commit and then flipped when Dan Lanning came here to Oregon, and he's found a nice home for himself here. You know, he leads the conference in rushing touchdowns with 5 heading into this game.
Yeah, he was the only Georgia commit who flipped when Lanning came over, and he's having success with the Ducks. Was a first down as James stays in as the back. And they will feed him, and here he goes. Jordan James able to cut and spin, and another chunk play in the run game for the Ducks as he makes it to the 36.
Jackson Powers Johnson, the center, doing a nice job getting into the second level and getting a hat on a linebacker. Little misdirection eye candy, but it doesn't matter. When you get your big 330-pound offensive lineman into the second level against smaller linebackers, you can't stop the run.
It has been one-sided. 272 yards for Oregon for 19 for Colorado. We'll take a quick break. Timeout, Fox.
Papa John's garlic sauce fans, we made the garlic epic stuffed crust pizza just for you with that garlic flavor.
In it, on it, with it.
But you wanted more heat, so now you can get it in spicy. Get a one topping for $13.99 only at Papa John's.
For all my life, I'll be devoted to you. You don't have to be there to be there with AT&T 5G.
Those new tiles are falling right into place until you run out of, what are those called again? Oh, right. The Home Depot app is made for doing that doesn't miss a beat. So you can find what you need fast and keep things moving in the right direction. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
The 3 for Me only at Chili's serves up bottomless drinks, bottomless chips and salsa, and a cheeseburger and fries for just $10.99. Hey, it's 3 for me, not 3 for us. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Cashback is good, but double cashback is even better. Discover matches all the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year, which is cashback at its best.
I'll be sure.
See you there. Please. Oh, thank you.
Rerouting.
Class-leading safety and tech features to elevate your commute. The all-new Hyundai Kona.
Football's here, you know what that means. More flame grilled beef from Burger King. Celebrate with us, cheer on your team. Y'all know this part, come on, let's sing. BK, have it your way.
Who do you think taps out first? I think the duck goes the distance.
All right, you about ready to get out? What's this? Hospital bill for $1,000? Did this guy just say Gap?
He's talking about expenses health insurance doesn't cover. But with Aflac, you can get money to help close that gap.
Aflac, huh? Aflac! Okay.
Oh, does one go zero?
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac!
Official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
You want to race? For real?
State Farm halftime report just minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagani here. Alabama, Nick Saban trailing to Lane Kiffin, and Ole Miss right now is driving highlights coming their way. Colorado and Shedeur Sanders, what are you seeing so far?
Well, he's got to figure out a way to push the football down the field. The catch is they can't block him up front, so he doesn't have much time. But Shedeur has to do a better job of stepping up in the pocket. He's drifting back, taking some unnecessary sacks.
Seeing a bunch of bully ball from Oregon so far.
Yeah.
Tess, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Look forward to hearing what Kevin and Boog have to say at halftime on this big day of college football. Knicks strong arms it, and with these, Troy Franklin into the end zone. A 36-yard touchdown strike. Bo Nix to Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin, who was such a huge recruit in 21. Everybody thought he was going to be a breakout star as a freshman. And then the very last practice before the season opener, he was injured, took him a while to get going. Now you can't stop him.
It was a coverage bust on the back end by Colorado. Oregon's going to run their slot receiver on a corner route here. You're going to see one defender go with it. Trevor Woods is the safety, and there's no one in the middle of the field to cover Troy Franklin. It's a coverage bust on the back end at the safety position, and that is just way too easy pitch and catch for Bo Nix and his favorite target.
You know, Jesse, Bo says that Franklin's just such an instinctual football player. Yeah, he's fast, explosive, he's got good hands. But Nick says it's Franklin's releases and his routes that are probably the best thing that he does. And then when you add that with his mind and his creativity, he's really unstoppable. And Bo says they have deep intellectual conversations about looks and what they want to do to carve up defenses. It's just such a really strong partnership, and it shows up every single Saturday.
Yeah, it's a great point, Katie. You don't see a lot of really tall receivers as sudden as Troy Franklin is, and those releases you're talking about, that helps him create separation and using his top end speed. And you can tell Bo Nix and Troy Franklin have spent a lot of time in the off season and throughout the week in practice getting on the same page, because their chemistry right now looks unstoppable.
Well, he's targeted him 7 times. Next closest guy is 3. And by the way, it's produced 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tonight at 7:30 right here on ABC. It is number 3 Texas taking on Baylor. Yes, number 3 is in the highest ranking for the Horns since 2009.
Really?
Yeah.
Sharp, he's got it going in it. Ewers, I'll tell you, he's good. He is really good. There are a lot of people really high on them with Xavier Worthy and Sanders at tight end, all the weapons that Quinn Ewers can throw to. But if that guy brings his A game to the park week in, week out, to start calling plays, that is a tough offense to stop.
There's Jordan Birch, and there's his target, Shedeur Sanders. He's only 7 of 12 for 37 yards, been sacked 3 times. Edwards out of the backfield. Edwards, the star freshman who was committed to Notre Dame and then flipped, said, I got to play for Coach Prime.
Well, here's the problem if you're Colorado right now. You know you need to take shots downfield, but how are you going to get that protected? How are you going to give Shedeur Sanders time when the offensive line has been struggling as much as they've had? That is a big question for offensive coordinator Sean Lewis to try to figure out here, because that has to be the biggest adjustment they make in the second half.
Empty look, quickly getting it to Weaver, who turns the corner, couldn't keep his balance as he was taken down that time by Dante Manning.
But for a lot of this season, the offensive line has really been neutralizing some of the talent they have at wide receiver. Sean Lewis trying to find ways to get his best players, Weaver and Horn and Edwards, involved in the passing game, but it's hard when you can't block for your quarterback.
Empty look, Shedeur, shallow cross. He goes back to Weaver, and Weaver was tracked down.
I got to say, one thing I've been impressed with Oregon defensively, they are tackling the catch. These are dangerous dudes once they have the ball in their hands, but Oregon's defense on the back end has done a really good job of limiting the damage.
2nd and 6, again, just going to the quick game. That is off the hands of Jimmy Horn.
And now it sets up another big 3rd down. There's a big substitution for Oregon coming on the field. Pass rush specialist Blake Purchase, the true freshman, takes it. And here we go. Autzen Stadium, one of the loudest environments in college football.
Third and 6, 4-man rush. Shedeur spins out of it. Another man in his face and sacked again. That's the 4th time. And Tatum Tuioti with the sack. The true freshman takes down Shedeur Sanders.
I mean, Jared Christian Lichtenhand just has to do a better job at the left tackle position. He's just giving up way too much ground to Blake Purchase coming off the edge. We just talked about him as a true freshman coming on the field, but out here, you've got to kick out. I mean, you just can't let him take a straight beeline down the median and get to the quarterback. You've got to create separation between him and the QB. And you see Oregon's defense, it's really not just that one play, but the left tackle spot that time is Jordan Birch getting the sack. When they try to go to the RPO game, they're not able to hold up in the middle with Brandon Dorless. You've seen the safety blitz be able to get home. All in all, 4 sacks on the day given up by Colorado. And Tess, it doesn't matter how good your quarterback is. It doesn't matter how dynamic your wide receivers or running backs are. If you can't get guys blocked, all of that is neutralized.
That's it on for the 5th time to punt for the Buffs. And this guy's out of bounds, and a quick word from Cheesy for you.
I'm RG3Z. See you next time.
All right,
Who changed my name to RG3Z?
Me? It's a great combo. Like college football and Cheez-It. You like?
You better believe it.
And how will college football fans feel? They're going to be feeling the Cheez-It. Yes!
Well, Coach Prime has said it time and again. Do you believe? Do you believe? Jess, listen, I believe in the man. I believe in where this program's going, his ability to be a motivator, to be a mastermind football coach. But I don't think anybody's believing in that offensive line right now.
Not right now. Also, I think you just have to question just how much emotionally did Colorado have left in the tank coming into this game.
Bo Nix, after a timeout was used, as he goes right back to Troy Franklin.
I mean, think about it, Joe. They've been in the spotlight, Colorado has, for the first 3 weeks. And that game and win against Colorado State was physically draining. It was emotionally draining. Coming in here without your best player, Travis Hunter.
Nix is on fire. He can't miss. Tez Johnson, and coverage is soft. Pockets are open, and Nix is carving them up.
He's just wide open. There's nobody lining up against Johnson in the slot. I mean, we saw the touchdown pass to Franklin on the last drive on the coverage bust, and there's another one by the Buffaloes.
Minute to play in this first half. Nix goes underneath as he's right back to Tez Johnson.
I mean, Joe, this looks like a really good offense practicing 2 minutes against the scout team.
Yes.
I mean, that's just really, to me, just calling it like I see it. That's what this looks like right now.
One of the best offenses in the country with a Heisman contending quarterback and with running backs who can do this, whether it's Irving, who you see there, Whittington, or James.
This is an offense that is going to give a lot of defenses major headaches in the Pac-12. And Charles Collier right now, he's got his hands full.
Quick to the outside, and again it's Franklin. Franklin makes a move as he works his way to the 10-yard line.
Got to be
Troy Franklin, that's 8 catches now.
Yeah, you got to be smart. Sorry, Joe. Knowing the clock and the situation in 2 minutes, getting out of bounds on the boundary there. Got timeouts in your back pocket. Dan Lang is going to use one here, but it's a situation they practice often, trying to preserve as much time as you can to see if you can steal another touchdown and take this thing 35-0 into half.
We have more college football on ESPN Plus tonight. Florida is in action, facing Charlotte. Sam Houston takes on Houston. Both those games at 7 Eastern. You can go to ESPNplus.com or download the ESPN app.
That win last week for Florida, wasn't it? Tennessee. It was a big win for Billy Napier. And ETN at running back having a huge day. It's going to be critical for the Gators this season.
I think there are going to be people that look at this stat line and say, oh, the magic ran out, and question some of the things you saw the last 3 weeks. Folks, just point to that offensive line. Shedeur Sanders, who has been masterful in spite of the offensive line struggles. He came in number 2 in the country in passing yards, in touchdown passes, and completion percentage. But there are legit edge rushers on Oregon, and not just that, but you brought up how much comes at him. It has been a struggle. Then on the other side of Shedeur, you have Bo Nix, who, as we said, like having a coach on the field, distributing the ball, sharp as could be. He's 22 of 24 and could add to it right here.
Got another one-on-one up here with Amari Cooper, his best receiver.
He's going to run it. Nix inside the 5 and inside the end zone. He can do it with the arm and then showcase the smarts with the legs. As his mom and dad, Krista and Patrick, look on, it's been a near flawless first half for Oregon.
We talked about this earlier. Would Will Stein start letting number 10 run a little bit more in the red zone like we saw last year under then offensive coordinator Kenny Dillingham, and dialed up a beautiful play at a critical juncture. This offensive line's been impressive for Oregon, and they're doing a nice job getting into the second level. Dave Iuli, the left guard, is able to work his way up and get a hat on a linebacker, and that kind of created the crease right there for Bo Nix to use his speed.
Mom and dad say, wow, this is something now. Scoring 14 points in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That Heisman campaign, the bodacious campaign. Billboards everywhere. We're going to have tired arms from the Duck. Already 35 points with 12 seconds before halftime.
This is quite the stage for Bo Nix, isn't it? You and I both know in the Heisman Trophy, a lot of that is the stage you have and voters at home getting an opportunity to watch. With all the attention and the spotlight of college football on this game, provided a massive platform, and Bo Nix is taking advantage. 22 of 24, 3 passing touchdowns, and that rushing touchdown now. He's been amazing.
He talks about this school as being a place that has changed his life, that gave him an opportunity to be himself. And he was down at Auburn where his father was an all-time great. Said, I'm out of the spotlight if you're playing here because your dad played here. But he is in the spotlight of the yellow and green and starring today. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, All-State will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. We thank All-State for that. Bodacious campaign, billboards in New York, in Dallas, but yet he keeps it in perspective. Anytime he's asked about the bodacious Heisman campaign, he says he's just grateful and it's all about the team. Dan Lanning gave us incredible access pregame, telling his team right before they came out, this is rooted in substance. They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. Katie.
Thanks, Tess. Dan, that's about as dominant as it gets in all 3 phases. There's a lot to be impressed by. What impressed you most?
I'm not done yet. We were composed. We executed at a really high level, but not done yet. We're not satisfied. I hope all those people that have been watching every week are watching this week.
I think they are. What did you think of Bo's efficiency there in the first half?
Bo's an elite quarterback. Hopefully the nation sees that today.
Thanks for the time.
Appreciate y'all.
Not done yet. We're not satisfied. That's a scary thought. It's 35-0. Nix has 3 touchdown passes. Nix has a rushing touchdown. The State Farm halftime report is still to come after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
I'm hungry, man. I was fun. Oh, I gotta take a cup.
What's going on? Did you go to another Taco Bell?
We should go.
Is the Taco Bell in your living room not enough?
Relax, bro. We got you something.
What? A Crunch Wrap? How'd you know? You're my best friend. And my only friend.
Live or die.
Please.
The choice is yours. Next, between 9th and Gadar.
A man, his family, and his tractor Penny. These are the Upshaws. And this is their playground. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere tractor and start telling yours.
There's a mental health crisis, decades in the making, facing our children. Here at the University of Oregon, we dare to reimagine a new model.
We need innovative new solutions to transform the child mental health system to make it more effective and equitable.
It's a bold vision that signals it's time for us to act for the future of the state and the world.
The shocking violent video on a dock in Alabama. Now Monday, the dock worker who was brutally attacked speaks out.
Take us to that day. Tell us what was going on.
And the 16-year-old who jumped in to help.
Have you ever swam that fast before? No.
Monday on GMA.
It's fine.
It is. It's fine. It is fine. Is it fine? No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, it's about to be a party in here. BetMGM's got all the sports betting in one place. And it's live, baby. We're placing money lines in real time. We got second half spreads and third set winners as they happen. Overs hitting in extra innings. Live is where the action is at. Can we got these people a promo? There it is.
Help us buy books for students who can't afford it. Visit the link below and donate today.
State Farm Halftime Report.
Bo knows it's the Bo Nix Show. Finding Casey Kelly. My goodness, the Ducks all over the Buffaloes, 35-0 in the first half. And when you look at Bo Nix's numbers, 2 incompletions, 4 total touchdowns. Yeah. He is Booger McFarland. I'm Kevin Nagandi here. Listen, coming into the game, Oregon was favored to win this by 21 points. It's not so much that they're winning this game, it's how they're winning. But what do you see here?
Well, first of all, they're dominating. And if you watch Bo Nix, he's not holding the football. Anytime his back foot hits the ground, the ball is coming out. That means he's decisive. He understands where he's going with the football. Yeah, he's only had 2 incompletions, and he's got the ball to 8 different receivers. He is spreading the ball around. He is in rhythm, and I love what they're doing up front. They're making sure they control the line of scrimmage. And Bo Nix right now, he came into this game thinking that Shedeur Sanders may have been the best quarterback on the field. He's showing America, I am the best quarterback.
And when you look at Shedeur Sanders, some things that stand out here specifically, we knew that he was going to have a challenging day because of the offensive line matched up against the defense, the physicality that we see from Oregon. One thing that stands out, though, is that they only have 4 first downs, Boog. When you look at how many total yards, just 23. What's going on?
Well, nobody's open down the field, and when you look at it, Kev, anytime somebody does get open, they're being dominated up front. 4 sacks by the Oregon defense, led by the South Carolina transfer, Jordan Burch. They're getting after the quarterback. They're taking over the offensive line, and they are swarming, making the pocket very tight for Shedeur Sanders. And instead of stepping up in the pocket, he's drifting back into some sacks right now. They need to go into halftime and say, hey, guys, let's just put one drive together. Let's calm down, see if we can put one drive and move the ball down the field.
To your point, too, with Shedeur Sanders, he's now been sacked in 3.5 games, a total of 19 times. He's been hit over 60 times this season, the most for any quarterback. And what's scary is Dan Lanning's message in the locker room, we're not done yet. We're not satisfied, saying that to Katie George.
You can tell they came out today, Kev, trying to prove a point. In his pregame speech to his football team, hey, we're about wins and not clicks. And so getting his team ready to go, he did an outstanding job.
Okay, we will see how that plays out, of course, in the second half. Right now, let's see how it's played out in another big Pac-12 game. Utah hosting UCLA. Freshman Dante Moore, his first pass in Salt Lake City. It's picked off Karene Reed, 21 yards.
Zone coverage, reading the freshman's eyes. Easy pick 6 for the Utes.
No Cam Rising yet, but they've got Nate Johnson to Landon King here. And Utah just looks in complete control right now.
It's amazing without Cam Rising, their ability to take 2 quarterbacks and move the ball down the field, still playing really good defense out there.
Up 14-0 right now at the half. Meanwhile, a lot of back and forth earlier in the week with Lane Kiffin questioning who's the defensive coordinator at Alabama. Jackson Dart getting the feed, and he runs up the middle right there. Ole Miss up 7-3 in Tuscaloosa.
Empty formation, spread the defense out, quarterback up the middle, and then right here, Jalen Milroe throwing in the double coverage. Kev, he was playing so good to this point, then threw in the double coverage, bad throw by him. Took points off the board for Bama.
Zamari Walton with the pick. What do you make of Alabama's offensive line? They came in big this season, but they have not been doing their job.
Their strength is run blocking. Anytime you ask them to pass block, they're at a disadvantage because they're so big.
7-6 right now. We'll keep an eye on that game in Tuscaloosa. The game of the the day. Death Valley. Caleb Deloach in Florida State, the blitz, knocks the ball free, picks it up, and bye-bye.
Some call it the Holy Trinity, Kev. I call it that. Sack, cause fumble, scoop and score. He did it all.
Florida State ties it up at 24. Clemson here now. Under 2 minutes to go. Tied here. Jonathan White's kicking for Clemson. Hadn't dressed in 18 months. Online grad student until Dabo asked him to come back to kick, and he misses the 29-yarder.
You got one job. Put the ball through the yellow pipes, and he couldn't do it.
Oh, that's going to haunt this team. They go to overtime. Florida State with the ball first. Jordan Travis looking for Keon Coleman.
They have a mismatch every game between Coleman and Williams. Throw the ball up. They did it over and over, and they finally hit one with Coleman.
Play calling not great late here. Klubnik, and this is on 4th and 2.
Yeah, I feel bad for Klubnik. He played an outstanding game today. Just couldn't make the necessary plays down the stretch.
Florida State survives the win 31-24. Second time that Dabo is 0-2 in conference play, first since 2010. Jim Harbaugh back on the sidelines for number 2 Michigan. Blake Corum going in for the score. Taking on Rutgers. We're tied at 7 apiece. And then Samaj Morgan. A great catch here. When you look at Michigan, the schedule is not.
It's getting hard. Their quarterback is playing really good, and they can run the football. And we know, Kev, defensively, they can make plays like this. How about this? Reading the wide receiver screen, and then having the athleticism. Not lose my balance, stay up, and take it to the house.
It gets tougher in November on the road at Penn State. And, of course, this showdown against Ohio State. But right now, Michigan rolling 31-7. And speaking of rolling, Oregon, my goodness, the fake punt decision. Dan Lanning from your own 17.
The disrespect. When you fake a punt from your own 17, that's disrespect. That's what that is, Kev.
Much more coming up after this.
All right, guys, listen up. This entire season boils down to one word.
Bundle home and auto.
But that's 4 words.
Not if you bundle them.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
To the people who reach into a carton of warm, crispy, golden, perfectly salted McDonald's world-famous fries and return with just one. Who are you, and how do you do that? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Have fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
My friends always ask me what's so special about the University of Colorado.
There's a whole lot of things.
Prime faculty, prime experiences,
Prime research.
Prime alumni. Prime mascot.
They forgot one thing, prime location.
Do you need help?
Do I look like I need help?
my forever partner is in this house.
Imagine not having to worry about getting pregnant.
That's my girl.
Let the journey begin.
Welcome back to the State Farm Halftime Report.
Boog and Kevin back with you. Oklahoma, quiet start so far. Winning their games. They have yet to trail. Well, they were down 3-0 early to Cincinnati, and then Dylan Gabriel and Nick Anderson for the score.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel's starting to play a lot better, completing the football, spreading it around to his receivers. Yeah.
Meanwhile, keep an eye on Oklahoma because in a couple of weeks on the schedule, they've got Texas, and if both these teams are undefeated on October 7th, should be a great one. Andrell Anthony, yeah, and then we got the Sooners just looking really good, and they would go to Cincinnati to get the dub 20 2-6 now, 4-0 on the season. Meanwhile, Miami on the road at the Link taking on Temple. Tyler Van Dyke, Restrepo right there in the end zone. They were dealing with some rain and some issues with the weather. It didn't slow down the offense.
No, and Van Dyke has been clicking on all cylinders, Kev. It's amazing some of the throws he's made, the accuracy, the 50-50 ball. Throw it up and give your guy an opportunity to make a play.
That game on ESPN2, the Canes in control, 24-7. Hey, Duke, by the way, showdown next weekend against Notre Dame, and they would host the Fighting Irish. Jordan Waters, yeah, get the touchdown. You're going to see right now Duke in complete control, up 17-0 against UConn. And we've got a Saturday slate of games. Again, a phenomenal schedule. Keep an eye, of course, Ohio State, Notre Dame. What's going to be the difference?
I think it's going to be Sam Hartman. It's amazing how good that team has looked since he's been there. He's calmed everything down, distributed the football to the right people. And I think, yeah, that'll be the difference in that game for him. Also, the physicality up front for Notre Dame.
Texas, Baylor on ABC, and, of course, Penn State and Iowa. Massive showdown in the Big Ten under the lights and a whiteout. More after this.
This halftime report is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're somebody and loving and watching over me. There must be something in your eyes. You're somebody. Hey!
Save the sleeve. Grab Kleenex.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Popeye's new sweet and spicy wings don't make sense. Marinated and tossed in a blend of chili, garlic, and ginger, as sweet as they are spicy.
Nice catch. Butterfingers.
Just like my Nana. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
Dancing with the Stars season premiere live Tuesday on ABC and Disney Plus.
Will you marry me?
If you like pina colada.
True love and marriage start here.
I can't stop myself from falling.
This season will be like no other, and the conference that exemplifies champions marks a legacy moment in the city that defines extraordinary. The 2023 Pac-12 Football Championship game. Friday, December 1st. The top two teams in the conference leave it all on the field, live at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Secure your seat now. Visit pac-12.com/tickets today.
This halftime report is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We're not done yet. We're not satisfied. We've got a doubleheader coming your way. Eagles, Bucks, 7 Eastern on ABC, Monday Night Football, and then the Rams, Bengals, 8 o'clock on ESPN. That messaging from Dan Lanning, we're not done yet. We're not satisfied. Well, we'll see what Oregon has in store in that second half, because my goodness, Bo Nix, the Troy Franklin, the Ducks offense has been dominant. Colorado gets the ball coming up after this.
Hope.
What's my definition of success?
When football was introduced, Arby's and boneless wings weren't a thing. Now they are a thing. And eating $5 boneless wings with fries is the most popular sport in America. Arby's, we have the meat.
Champion! Travis Kelce is a champion! Twice!
Dude, it's my new ringtone.
Travis, zip it. It's your year, big guy. Let's get you ready.
With 16 grams of protein per can and chunky spicy chicken noodle, soup that eats like a meal.
Twice!
This is Fubo TV. It's a better way to watch live news, shows, and sports without cable. Watch multiple games at once with Multiview. Try free at FuboTV.com.
1 in 8 people have worked at a McDonald's. That's a lot of technical skills, people skills,
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
and lifelong skills learned on the job and off that 1 and 8 will always have.
I'm on my way, I'm coming.
Make them feel you. Make them feel you. Football's a physical game.
Give the people something different. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Person that can take the fears in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing.
Celebrity Jeopardy is back. Hosted by me, Ken Jennings.
Your charities seem amazing, but mine's empirically better.
Celebrity Jeopardy premieres Wednesday, 7 Central on ABC.
15 years, never seen anything like this.
I didn't know I was gonna cry right now.
I believe in you.
The best new cars make the best used cars, and your Toyota dealer is the place to find a high-quality certified used vehicle that comes with a factory-backed 1-year, 12,000-mile comprehensive limited warranty and a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, so you can be confident that Toyota has you covered. Visit ToyotaCertified.com to shop local listings. Right now, take advantage of special APR financing rates on select certified models. Toyota, let's go places.
It's scary. Our country's now become a place where states are trampling reproductive rights. Most people never, ever thought we'd be doing this again.
My mother volunteers at the abortion clinic in Hagerstown to escort patients into the building.
People in West Virginia need to travel to Maryland to seek care.
Anti-abortion protesters don't just voice their opinions, they go to the windows and scream at the women inside.
With bullhorns, yelling at people. David Trone was there, stands up, and he says in his big, booming voice, reproductive rights are human rights. Reproductive rights are human rights. Completely drowns out the protesters. David has been an advocate for reproductive freedom right from the start.
In Maryland alone, he's supported sweeping legislation that helps guarantee access to women.
I know he will be in this fight with us forever.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Help us buy books for students who can't afford it. Visit the link below and donate today.
In the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
Glad you're with us from here at Austin Stadium for ESPN College Football, presented by Capital One. Look up at that scoreboard after all the talk, the showdown, the two undefeateds. It's 35-zip Oregon, 21-4, the distinct advantage in first downs. Total yards, 378-21, and quarterback Bo Nix, a big reason why.
I think one of the things that kind of got lost in the prime effect intrigue building into this game was the fact that Oregon's got a really good quarterback. Right. His name's Bo Nix. He's the most experienced in the game right now. He made his 51st start here today, and he looks like it. He's making phenomenal decisions in this game. When to run it, when to throw it, in the red zone, on third down, critical down and distances, making very good decisions very, very quickly. He has been picking Colorado's defense apart, 22 of 24. When he's playing good, this offense is virtually impossible to stop. And as a result right now, tremendous balance offensively, 8 yards of play. Just look, Joe, what Bo Nix is doing versus what Colorado's entire offense has been able to do this entire first half.
Yeah, has the one rushing touchdown, included the 4 total, 3 passing, 1 rushing. He's 22 of 24 passing. It's interesting to hear from head coach Dan Lanning just before half, saying we're not done, we're not satisfied. It felt like Colorado was getting all the shine.
That's Jesse coming out of the locker room. Deion Sanders said, look, we're going to see what we're made of. Situations like this make you hold one another accountable. That's players and coaches. He said one play is not going to put 35 points up on the board. But he said, yeah, I want to see the possession, time of possession improve. Colorado's had the ball 9 minutes to Oregon's 20. He also said Shedeur has to take what the defense gives him and be quicker with decisions. And I don't know what sense you guys got, but standing next to Dan Lanning going into half, This man has taken this personal.
Absolutely, Katie. There's no doubt about it. He didn't offer it up during the week the way other head coaches opposite Coach Prime have. But just before kickoff, he definitely let his team know. Flag is down.
Full start. Offense number 87. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I think if you're Coach Prime right now, you're just looking for positives to build off of offensively. At this point, you're right. What Katie just said, no touchdowns worth 35 points. You just got to get a completion. You just need to get a first down and start to work your way back in and try to build some momentum.
Shedeur against a 4-man rush, and he does get it quickly out to Weaver, who cuts back against the grain and does a nice job of making the most of that.
And I think that's what they're going to have to do. I don't think Shedeur Sanders can hold the football. I don't think this offensive line can protect for him. So it's going to come down to guys like Weaver and Jimmy Horn Jr. to just make something happen after they have the ball and after the catch.
Play action on 2nd and 4, and a man right in his face again. As Jamal Hill, and a flag comes in late as the linebacker Hill was tearing down Sanders.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 18. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's Mace Funa, the other edge linebacker.
Well, they're bringing a linebacker right up the middle, and they're asking their tight end, Michael Harrison, to pull and get him. He's just too slow, and at this point here, Oregon's just got to let up. Kind of letting Colorado off the hook early, and maybe that's something, a little thing like that kind of sparks a little bit of life into Colorado to keep this drive going.
Gives him a first down. Sanders still trying to survive, even sprinting right. He's looking to turn the corner and then just run out of bounds.
Well, Joe, I just think offensive coordinator Sean Lewis is digging deep into his playbook now, just trying to find ways to create opportunities for Shedeur Sanders to throw downfield. That time, moving the launch point and getting him away from back under center, but you're seeing the athleticism and the speed of this Oregon front seven. They're very deep. They can roll in fresh legs. They have done an outstanding job recruiting in that department, and it's given Colorado fits.
Here they come off the top against the left tackle, and getting it quickly out into Antonio is Shedeur Sanders.
But that's big. Again, just a little slant throw, right? You get 7-8 yards. Now, third down is manageable, and I got to imagine for Coach Prime, you're going for it on every fourth down at this point, especially near midfield. But quick throws, and with these targets they have outside, they can make good things happen.
Third down and 3. Wilkerson out of the backfield. That'll give the Buffs a first down, depending on the flag that is all the way back at the 40-yard line. Had a busy day with the officiating, haven't we?
Personal foul. Hands in the face. Offense number 55. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
Dan Wells is the center who was out injured last week. They had to play a true freshman at center last week.
It was right in the middle of the field. They called it on Wells, the center, and there's going to be kind of a stunt coming from his left-hand side. You'll see him work the D-tackle, then come back over. They called that on the center, Van Wells. I think they meant to call that on Jack Bailey,
that's right,
the left guard.
Sean Lewis, play caller, has got to figure something out with this offensive line situation as Wilkerson takes it straight ahead on what was 3rd and 18.
There's just not a lot of play calls for 3rd in California. That's what my old offensive coordinator Sean Payton used to call that. And they've been living dangerously through the first 3 games of the year. They've had a lot of 3rd and long situations. And somehow Shedeur Sanders has been able to pull the rabbit out of the hat more often than not. But in a game like this against this kind of talent, easily the best defense they've seen all year, playing on the road with the crowd noise, just not easy to do.
You got to wonder, what is the answer? How do you deal with it as the season continues when you've got such a weakness with this offensive line? Johnson backed up inside the 10, and he chooses to return it. Makes a good decision doing so out to the 23-yard line. Well, Dan Lanning said, we're not done yet. Let's see what this Oregon team still has. Up 35-0. He says, we're not satisfied.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. Ooh, my lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Thursday.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
If you have heart disease and are on a statin, lowering cholesterol can be hard. Diets and exercise add to the struggle. Today, it's possible to go from struggle to cholesterol success with Leqvio. With a statin, Leqvio is proven to lower bad cholesterol by over 50% and keep it low with 2 doses a year. Common side effects were injection site reaction, joint pain, urinary tract infection, diarrhea, chest cold, pain in legs or arms, and shortness of breath. Ask your doctor about twice-yearly Leqvio. Lower, longer Leqvio.
We're trying to put together a mission. It's definitely crazy.
Let's take this house and everything that comes with it.
When disaster strikes, what really matters? It's not walls, pipes, or sheetrock. It's not rugs or furniture. What matters most is getting you back on your feet. And you deserve a company that knows what matters. Belfour, restoring more than property.
On a devastating Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Whoa! That was pass interference!
That's it. Season's over.
Our program's cursed! See?
I can't watch this. Every year I fall for the preseason hype.
I made all this for nothing!
I'm never watching football again.
Hey guys, that was the first play of the game.
Maybe we overreacted.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
I do it big. With the Pizza Hut Big Dinner Box, however you want a dinner, we got you covered. Big time.
I do it big. I do it
The Big Dinner Box. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings or pasta. Oh, hello.
I do it big.
The man of the hour has arrived.
The simply the best.
Let the journey begin.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals and the College Football Playoff National Championship on ESPN.
Speaking of that College Football Playoff National Championship, the trophy presented by Dr. Pepper is here at Autzen today. Boy, we almost had a threat to a national championship. We did have a threat. We almost had one take a big stumble today with that Florida State Clemson game, one of the contenders, as Noah Whittington takes it ahead for the Ducks.
Big hit by Juwan Mitchell, who's really had an impact on this Colorado defense. He missed their first game against TCU, and ever since he's been back in the lineup, they've had a more aggressive, more physical approach, harder to run up the middle up until today. But he's a guy, he's one of the few players on this defense, Joe, that look like they could play for Oregon's defense, honestly.
2nd and 7. Whittington, he catches the seam, and it'll be another first down for Oregon, eventually taken down by Trevor Woods.
You've seen this over and over again. Oregon pulling offensive linemen. This time it's the right guard and the right tackle, and they just split Colorado right up the middle. That time, it was Jordan Dominic who wasn't able to make the tackle, and it's another explosive play on the ground.
Cornelius with a great block, and there is the slant on the in-cut by Holden, the transfer from Alabama. And Bo Nix continues his hot hand. In fact, now, today, he makes history as he is the first player in college football history with over 55 touchdowns at multiple schools. Had the great career at Auburn, and now this sensational, all the statistical superlatives at Oregon.
He played 3 years at Oregon. He's only played basically a season in 3.5 games at Oregon. It just shows you just how good he's been these last 2 seasons.
Knicks, plenty of time to do that. Trayshawn Holden wide open.
It's a nice design by Will Stein, the offensive coordinator. He's got his outside 2 receivers running clear-out routes, and that allows the Alabama transfer Holden to work the boundary on the corner. And just another clean pocket, lots of time, and too easy of a throw.
Knicks going to loft it downfield to the end zone. Nearly a tremendous effort by Troy Franklin. He was matched up with Cooper.
I think they're going to get Cooper here for pass interference down the boundary. Just too much hand fighting. Outside, never turned around to locate the football.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
I can't tell you, Joe. You just wonder how much different this game would look if Travis Hunter were on the field for Colorado. Not saying they'd be winning at all, but Troy Franklin has been eating these Colorado corners alive on the outside. Right there, Amari and Cooper, just no shot against the 6'3" Franklin.
Of course, Travis Hunter, who's the ultimate Ironman, the two-way superstar defensive back and wide receiver. He suffered injury, took a brutal late hit last week against Colorado State. Whittington can't find much. Down the line was Juwan Mitchell, the linebacker with the tackle. He's had a roller coaster college football career as Mitchell. This is now his 4th stop. And you see limping off is Whittington. He's writhing in pain getting down to the ground on the Oregon sideline. That's a long day for Shedeur. How do you process this as a quarterback when you just have one of these days that feels completely hopeless, Jesse?
Well, these are going to happen throughout your career. There's no question about that. And you just take it one play at a time. And at this point, his leadership will be big here in the second half to keep these guys going.
We'll take a short break. Come right back to Eugene.
This is going to sound strange. I've been pulled through time. You just disappeared. I can't keep looking at it because it's hell. It's up to us to save this place.
You've got about an hour. You've got about 5 minutes. You better run!
Loki, come on! Absolutely not.
Loki Season 2, streaming October 5th on Disney+.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go, go, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go, go, go get it.
Wasn't me.
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
Businesses work best when they put people first. Your dedicated Cintas service reps help make sure your team has the essential products they need, where and when they need them, to help keep them looking great, feeling confident, and ready to be their best. Get Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Desmond Howard, here to see my college football collection.
Impressive stuff, little man.
Geico makes it easy to insure. My car and RV too.
Wow.
Gloves from your famous catch.
How'd you get those? Great smile. Is this from when the band ran on the field?
Yep, 1982.
What is this?
Oh, no, don't touch the...
Not so fast, my friends. Not so fast, my friends.
It will turn off eventually.
For all your insurance needs from home to car to RV, it's easy to Geico.
Aerial coverage is provided by Goodyear. Road tested, game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear. More driven. A wonderful college football Saturday here at Austin Stadium. Those apple green jerseys in form for Oregon. And tonight, it's all about the burnt orange. Number 3 Texas taking on Baylor. 7:30 Eastern on ABC. Today, Bo Nix with 255 yards, 4 total touchdowns, only 2 incompletions on 27 passes thrown, and could be adding to it right here. Jordan James comes in at running back as they shift the big heavy group of tight ends over to the left side. 13 personnel in for the Ducks. 35 zip. James probing the middle and trying to take Juwan Mitchell with him, but coming up just short of that goal line.
Man, that was a big-time collision right at the line of scrimmage. Juwan Mitchell, who we were talking about on the last drive, and that physicality that he brings to this defense, that was a big-time hit on Jordan James, easily the most physical runner for the Oregon Ducks. That's an example for your Coach Prime, seeing your guys compete too.
That's down at a certain point. That is the scoreboard.
I mean, the fact that Juwan Mitchell is playing that hard at this point with his back against the wall, seems like Coach Prime's going to take account of.
Nix, quick strike, almost had it to Franklin again, but it goes incomplete. But to your point, forget the scoreboard. Competition, effort, and staying focused is what the score becomes for Colorado.
Dan